please like and subscribe for health videos. In the United States, there's a growing conversation about a chemical most people have heard of, but few fully understand. That chemical is glyphosate, the active ingredient in the widely used herbicide Roundup. It has become one of the most heavily used agricultural chemicals in the country, and traces of it are now commonly detected in the environment and even in human urine samples. According to testing by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a large percentage of Americans have measurable levels of glyphosate in their bodies. This doesn't necessarily mean those levels are dangerous, but it does show how widespread exposure has become through food, water, and agricultural practices. Glyphosate has been used since the 1970s as a weed killer. Its use expanded dramatically in the 1990s when genetically engineered crops were introduced that could survive being sprayed with this herbicide. This allowed farmers to control weeds more efficiently by spraying entire fields without damaging the crop itself. Today, hundreds of millions of pounds are applied on farmland across the United States every year. One reason glyphosate residues sometimes appear in foods like oats, wheat products, cereals, and beer is because it can be used shortly before harvest in certain crops to help them dry more evenly. This agricultural practice can leave trace amounts on the harvested grain. The scientific debate around glyphosate has been ongoing for years. The International Agency for Research on Cancer, part of the World Health Organization, classified glyphosate as a probable carcinogen, meaning there is some evidence that it could cause cancer under certain conditions. On the other hand, regulatory agencies such as the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency have reviewed many studies and concluded that glyphosate is not likely to cause cancer in humans when used according to current guidelines. This difference in conclusions has led to public confusion and legal battles. In the United States, several court cases involving Roundup have resulted in large settlements. These lawsuits typically involve claims that long-term exposure to the product contributed to certain cancers, particularly non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. While settlements have reached billions of dollars, they do not necessarily represent a scientific consensus that the chemical causes cancer. Another area of research focuses on how glyphosate interacts with microorganisms. The chemical works by blocking the biological pathway found in plants. Humans don't have this pathway, which is one reason regulators historically considered it relatively safe. However, some scientists note that certain gut bacteria do rely on similar pathways, raising questions about potential effects on the human microbiome. Research in this area is still developing and remains an active topic in scientific studies. Concerns about herbicides have also expanded beyond glyphosate itself. Some newer weed control formulations use different active ingredients, and scientists continue to evaluate their environmental and health impacts. For consumers in the United States who want to reduce exposure, there are practical steps. Washing fruits and vegetables, maintaining a diverse diet, and choosing organic foods when possible can help lower potential residue intake. Supporting soil-friendly farming practices and staying informed about food production are also ways individuals can make health-focused choices. At the end of the day, awareness is the most important step. Understanding how our food is produced, how agricultural chemicals are regulated, and how scientific debates evolve allows Americans to make informed decisions about their health and the health of their families.